Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day with Pastor Sandey and on my daily work. But this time, I've got a visitor with us, and it's becoming more interesting to spend time with some interesting guests to bring them to the table to spend time with you. And this time, I'm having Pastor Derek Schneider from Ontario, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. And Pastor Derek is doing a wonderful job, especially with the youth in the embassy church in there in Ontario. So welcome to the Ukraine.
Good to be here, Pastor Sandey.
Yeah, tell me, how come you are in Ukraine?
Oh, Ukraine to me these days, I've been coming here 4 or 5 years now. It seems to be the mega center for what God is doing as far as the kingdom of God being established on earth. This is where I come to get refueled, refreshed. This is where God's embassy church is. I leave here always inspired, ready to mobilize more when I get home. These trips are always life-changing for me.
What do you mean this is where the God Embassy Church is?
This is where Pastor Sandey is and your church, the God Embassy Church. I would also like to say I believe it's one of the most unique moves of God in the earth today. I believe your church is a picture of the future of the church. And we're blessed to be living in a day and age where we can see that. I feel blessed and privileged to pay the price to keep coming here. It's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it.
But when you say that it's one of the greatest moves of God, is it just another cliche, or do you really mean it? What do you mean? Can you qualify that?
When I talk about it being the greatest move of God, I mean we've seen lots of revivals. In my own backyard, at home in Toronto, Pensacola, all kinds of revivals that really blessed the church, but they weren't sustainable. And there wasn't always societal transformation around it. And when we look at what Jesus asked us to do was to disciple nations, not just disciple our church. So though past revivals are blessed moves of God, what we're seeing here in Ukraine is a true apostolic church that's fulfilling the Great Commission. We're seeing a model of what we read about, talk about. We're seeing a nation literally discipled by one church. Can you imagine if lots of churches caught on to that? We're seeing a church literally impacting and influencing every sphere of society around it. I think it's a model worth looking into. So that's why I'm here.
So when you talk about the church influence, the church here influencing the society, is that what you mean by being a move of God?
Absolutely. I mean, if Jesus said to fulfill the Great Commission and disciple nations, that's the highest level.
Okay.
This is the highest level where not only your own members personally are being touched, blessed, healed, all the benefits of the kingdom. It is going beyond the four walls of the church, pouring out into society and redeeming not just the man, but redeeming the earth back to God.
I see. Well, thank you so much for that, Pastor Derek. We're going to be back with Pastor Derek tomorrow, and thank you so much for being with us. God bless.